why actually Bitcoin is started in 2008, and what are the differences between blockchains and like all of the basic things. We have stopped that in the middle. So today we will be continuing from that. So please let me know if you guys have any doubts before that, or we should go from the start. Please let me know. I'll just give a small brief introduction from the starting, because most of the people right here are new, like Rahul, Kunal, and Krishna, Neeraj. So yeah, let's get started. Before that, if you have any doubts, please let me know right now, so I can I can clarify it in the beforehand. I didn't end last class. Okay, we will give a brief introduction about like what actually happened. So yeah, let's start. And if you have any doubts, just ask here in the comment section. I will come back to it afterwards. Let me share my screen just once. Share screen. Yes. Share. So I hope you can able to see all of this into presentation mode. So today we're going to discuss about like fundamentals and deep down about blockchain. So before that, we have completed up to like the crypto mining and all opportunities. So about me, I'm a content writer and a content creator. Right now, we're creating the world's largest crypto content writers community. And like for introduction to blockchain, like today's session, we're going to learn about more about blockchain, its fundamentals, and more the deep dive into it. And basically, what do you mean by like blockchain? A blockchain is like a record of transactions that are maintained across several of the computers. Not like a single computer can withhold all of the requests. It's like not like it's like basically generally how in the Web2 centralization works. Like all of the servers are in the same place. It's like a single entity controls each and every of the things. But here it is like the decentralized peer-to-peer networks. And what's actually blockchain? Blockchain is a list of growing of data blocks that are linked together. In the references, you can see, for example, all the blocks. Let's say all the blocks are connected like a train. Let's say train has a bogies. Let's say 100 seats or like 80 seats. All the seats will be filling up. So in the similar case, in the normal general blockchain also, there will be called as blocks. In each of the block, the number of each of the transaction will be updated, and each and filling of every transaction, each and every transaction has an address, and the block will be attached to another block. It will be a single line, not a complete of different zigzags or nothing, only a single line like a train bogie. It will be there. So if you are into computers, it's like a linked list which have an address of the future one. So this is actually how actually a blockchain actually you can see here and works. So what actually blockchain comprises of? You might be thinking, oh, but okay, so many things are there. So what actually comprises of? Mainly it is like transaction, immutable ledgers, decentralized peer-to-peers, encryption processes, consensus mechanism, optimal smart contracts. So we'll be discussing about all of these things. So what are transactions? What are immutable ledgers? What are decentralized peers? Encryption process, consensus mechanism, each and every of these things. And why actually Bitcoin started in 2008? Because it started in October 2008. So the thing is like actually blockchain has been introduced. The concept of blockchain has been introduced in the 1994. But what happened is like people didn't address that much, because why you actually need a complete decentralized system. It's actually like a bank. Basically, what the thing is like, for example, let's say you want to do a transaction to some other person. There should be right now there should be an entity that's in between you and that person, and they will monitor all of the transactions and you and that person has. They will check it and everything, and they take two things. They exploit you. For example, you want to keep the money in the banks. They use that for business and they build money. Second thing, they give it out for interest to other people and they make money out of it. And third thing, you can't even withdraw your own money. Like let's say you have 1 crore in bank, you want to withdraw each and every one, like each and every of the rupee you have in the bank on the same day. It's not possible. They have some limits. So everything is limited. It is like you want to give water to some other person, and there is a middle person who drinks the water, and from his mouth he's giving to the other person. It's like banks are that cringy right now, like if you want to say in the financial system. And in 2008 what happened, each of the financial institute, they failed. Actually recession came like so hard, the housing bubble bursted, and actually all of the banking systems went down. And that time everyone knows like we need to have, everybody in the world wanted to have a system that is not dependent on banks. We need to have a decentralized system that actually works without a bank. And that's how actually the concept of bitcoin came. Some might think it's from Japan, some might think it's from Russia, some might think it's from America, but no one knows like who actually started this concept of bitcoin. Like the white paper is released, and after very short, actually the algorithm of bitcoin actually came out. And it started the revolution in 2008, in the ending of 2008. So starting idea was published in 2009. The Bitcoin network is started. This is the total timeline of the Bitcoin. So 2010, the first exchange, it's the crypto stock exchange is launched, and 2011, one Bitcoin is equal to one USD. Do you know the value of the Bitcoin in 2010? If might be guesses. So it is like in 2010, the value of Bitcoin, like in India, it's more equal to 5 rupees. In the highest, it is more than 50 lakhs. So it's more than 10 lakh times actually, in the highest if you want to compare it. So this is actually one of the things that you should actually know in the starting of the basis, because you're all crypto enthusiasts, blockchain enthusiasts. It's like how the cycle actually works from the starting to end. You must know. Yeah. Then after that, the price is free. It's like 2013, it became $100. In 2014, Microsoft started accepting Bitcoin, and in 2017, it's like one Bitcoin equal to 10,000 USD. Now in 2021, 40,000. Now it's below 10, 20,000, and so on and things like that. So yeah, this is how the things are progressing right now. So right now it's completely bear market, and we don't know like how it's actually proceeded. It might go in the bear market till 2023 or not. But actually the whole world in recession right now. Every economic, everyone is losing money, and also it might be things like this until 2023. But yeah, like most of the things come right now. So some of the biggest mythbusters is like these is for another case, but let me tell you, like buying NFT is not equal to owning image. So metaverse is not metaverse, Web3. So like you only have just, these are the project I have done. Metaverse is like 3D. We'll discuss it all about, like it is like Bitcoin is an application of blockchain. Like many of the people think, like 90% of the people think Bitcoin is equal to blockchain. It is not. Blockchain can be anything. Bitcoin is just the first application of blockchain. Blockchain is launched in 1994. Without even crypto, blockchain can operate. Crypto is an operation, only just an operation of blockchain actually. So Bitcoin is the first application of blockchain, and blockchain is the underlying data structure that can be used in anything, including crypto. And crypto is one of the largest use case of blockchain. And from that came the NFTs and all these Web3 stuff and everything. So the Bitcoin ecosystem, why it is becoming more and more secure? Because the thing is that, for example, let's say the more people are participating in Bitcoin, let's say more computers are joining the nodes, joining everything on the nodes, and more people are participating, then actually it is more decentralizing. More people are participating, it's more decentralizing, so more security. If it is more security, the Bitcoin value is increasing. And they are, it is like actually cutting the middleman from all like there is no middleman, only you transfer this to some other person. You might be thinking like, okay, how will something that can be transferred without someone checking? So there we introduce the concept of mining. like uh, we will talk about the concept of mining and all. So the concept is like someone need to check. Let's say we are 10 people in this room. uh, let's say you and I have a notes, for example, all the four people right now, five people right now, let's say each one of has one Ethereum, and I want to give some person, uh, I want to give Kunal's one Ethereum. So I said it loud, and you all guys heard it, and Kunal also heard it. After that, I said like, so each and every one of you will look at my wallet. Each and every one of you will look at my wallet and says, okay, Funny has one Ethereum and Kunal has a valid address. So I said, okay, I will send the one Ethereum. I send it the one Ethereum. After that, if I said that I didn't send one, but I sent two, and I asked some of the persons to say, okay, I also said two, like I'm bribing them. But most of the people right now heard it and they said, no, you only said you are sending one and you only send one. You checked it like a notes, and we have a notes of ledgers and I wrote everything and you're checking it. So there can't be pause. I can't actually bribe each and every one of you because there are so many persons. Like in the similar case, there are so many nodes that will be in the blockchain. You can't actually hamper the total number of nodes. If you want to hamper like the total every node for changing a single transaction, you need to hamper like 51% of the total computational power, which is like close to impossible. Even if you try to manipulate even a single transaction, it costs like around $4 to $5 billion for changing a single transaction. So it's like not at all like super highly impossible kind of stuff. So that's why all these things actually happening. So the total number of bitcoins are like 21 million at the start of the bitcoin, and at present more than 19 million are actually mined, like they are in circulation. So what the total bitcoins will be mined at 2040 will be like, so the last bitcoin will be mined at 2140. I mean like the last bitcoin, it means the last 0.0001, not like completely everything will be mined by this time 2140 actually. So you might be thinking like, okay, what the thinking of like so what is mining and all these things. So in general, let's say you know about mining. Let's say it is solving a mathematical problem that Bitcoin has. So it is like there is a blockchain. It needs to be maintained. So meaning of it is like it needs computers each and every time running to make an adjustments in the ledger. Blockchain is nothing but storage in a ledger. Let's say you have an account book, someone gave you 10 rupees, you gave someone 5 rupees, you write everything in a ledger of notebooks, like ledger, right, in a proper manner. So that's actually a blockchain and no one actually can tamper it. That's simple proof of like what blockchain actually is. So for running of the blockchain, you need to like have someone verify it. So that actually is the incentivizing of mining. So let's say someone actually do the mining. What do you mean by mining is like verification and all. So someone actually does that. They will be rewarded with this cryptocurrency. That's actually the mining is about. So in simple terms, if I want to say, for running of a blockchain, you need heavy computational power and heavy graphics, but no one will do it for free. So in this concept of like mining will comes. So in general, when we talk about the Bitcoin, there are like only a limited number of coins that are present, and not even a god can like create 22 million of Bitcoin. It's like only 21 million. The algorithm is all set, and you can't actually tamper it. It's like something you can't actually tamper, and that's happened. So from before that, we have done here until the Bitcoin, and I have said it a little speed fast. I think yeah. I think I have said it a little bit fast. So many questions are there. I want to learn how hashes and nodes and entire ledger works. I also want to understand if entire blockchain is stored as a copy on a every node last mode. Okay, many nodes I have. So I do in order to write storage system. Explain about how interconnected blockchain is supposed to still inactive. How does Bitcoin hold its authenticity? Want this very first cryptocurrency of a type. Kunal is also very happy. Please send me a link. How is my verifying transactions? So we'll go to each one of the questions. How I want to learn how hashes work and nodes and entire ledger works, and also want to know if entire blockchain is stored as a copy of each node or just a blockchain. I have many nodes. For first thing, generally hash work. For example, let's say I have a data. Let's say you can say I am a crypto content writer. That's a sentence you want to store in, let's say Bitcoin or something, in the blockchain. So what it does is every blockchain has its own algorithms, has a hashing algorithm. What it does, it will turn the sentence into a 32 digit or 64 digit hash. like complete hash it will do. And for only the hash is actually visible, and you can't actually decode the hash. You can only decode the hash with the inbuilt, let's say, inbuilt keys. So it will be only visible for you. Let's say someone want to change something in the blockchain, and they deleted your sentence and added another one. Let's say even if they have a small space graph, all the 64 digits of hash or 32 digits of hash will completely change. So this way what happens is, just let me stop sharing. So in this way what happens is, the whole of the node, all of the node knows that this is not a legit guy. Before we saw another hash and now there is different hash, so they will kick out the miner who updated it. So in this way, actually how the hashes and node works, nodes are nothing but generally the miners who actually update the blockchain. And generally you might be seeing that in Ethereum, all of the it takes so much of time. It takes like 15 minutes to 30 minutes to even update your transaction on the blockchain, because whichever nodes are connected at the time in the blockchain, every node is updated in blockchain. So that's why it takes that much of time. It stores a small details in the each and every node, general node, and like the data is connected with so many points. So in that way, it actually works, and that's why it's actually a costly process of doing a transaction in Ethereum right now. But there's other ways that are coming in the update of Ethereum 2.0. Right now it is in proof of work. It will be going to proof of stake. Means like right now the miners will be checking, in the process will be updated. Right storage system, I have heard about the right storage system, but right now I don't have particular clarity about that. I will for consult this doubt in the next session, Kunal, and also about different types of interconnected blockchains. So generally, there are different types of blockchains. Let's say Bitcoin is a blockchain, Ethereum is a blockchain. So right now, interconnected blockchain, you know about Polkadot. Polkadot is working on interconnectivity of blockchains, which means there are many like Polkadot networks. Interconnectivity of blockchain is like when you build something on Polkadot, or like when you use Polkadot, you can connect between two chains, combining, let's say, taking the data from Bitcoin blockchain, taking the data from Ethereum, or like taking the data from other blockchain, like Solana, and connecting all of these in interconnectivity. So that's actually how it works. And it uses another type of consensus mechanism rather than proof of work. So for examples of interconnected blockchains, you can refer to Polkadot and Nevos. I will share the resources with you, Kunal, about like how they actually completely interdependent. Is Satoshi still inactive? Yes, no one knows Satoshi who he is. How does Bitcoin hold up its authenticity then? Because it's the first thing that came up, because like, it's the completely first ever application of blockchain. People doesn't actually think of using the blockchain that much, but the financial application, it's like it's the first ever. Let's say you invented the first mobile phone in the world, people will believe you or not. Like, why are we still thinking about like Thomas Alva Edison? Because he invented the first bulb, right? If you invented some why are we still thinking about Steve Jobs? Because he invented he told us about the first iPhone, the touch iPhone. So the people who does things first will always be remembered if they did it right. And Satoshi did it right. I don't know like Satoshi is a single person or a group of persons, but it's the first ever thing, and people say it's like trash or something. And after that, people actually, okay, this is the first thing. Anything is like, even in NFTs, the first ones also like go so much of craze, the first starting type. So that is why still it is holding it authenticity. And because not many people started, many large corporations did take a large chunk of Bitcoins. It's like actually distributed with the people. First who gets it right, but there were touch phones before iPhone and tablets before iPad. Yeah, tablets before iPad, but you can't actually make a use case of all the three things. Let's say the internet applications, let's say the touch phone with internet on it, with apps on it, and making, like he said about it's like iPod, his iPod with touch screen, and that you can touch with finger. not with a stapler or something. Because before that they used it to do with stylus. They are not programmed to touch, I think, maximum. But yeah, that the case it was. Um so like yeah, why Satoshi is still inactive? No one knows who he is. Yeah, stapler. Yes, stylus. I think it's stylus. Like stylus one Samsung they use like even right now. I think it's stylus might be stapler. No, I don't think it's stapler. Yeah, I forget these things. So how is mining different from verifying transactions? Mining is actually verifying transactions. So the thing is like in the mining, what actually happens in the proof of work concept? Let's say the miners is nothing but it's like the GPUs that are connected with the system. Oh yeah, I said stapler first. I'm sorry for that. Stylus. Sometimes आ जाता है. So how is mining different from verifying transactions? So actually the concept of mining is, let's say in the starting of Bitcoin, let's say in 2009 2010, someone need to verify the transactions. Okay, this is happening, this is happening and all. So what they did is like not everyone can update the blockchain. Someone need to update it to each and every of the node, and they can able to check it. So that's the concept. So in the starting in 2009, if you connect your laptop or something, you can directly, there is a small math problem. So the math problem can be solved by any of the persons, like even you and me can solve, like what is 52 into 500, simple math like that. Even if you watch the Big Bang Theory, there is Leonard and Sheldon solving all of the math problems like in a different level in calculus, and they actually have like 10,000 bts in a hard drive. I think you've seen it or not. In that time it's like 2011 10 that time, 10 that time. So there is a whole episode on that, like about how they actually mine. So after that, when more and more people join the system, the algorithm became so hard. For example, if someone want to solve the math problem right now, helps make a new block. It not makes to help you a new block. When all the info is making into a new block, someone need to update the whole blockchain with a new block. So like if say, let's say there are 100 computers that are there in the blockchain, not each and every of the 100 computers can update to each and every one of them, right? One of them can take the initiative and need to update it. So for that, there is a math problem, and whoever solve the math problem first will update the whole blockchain. So that is why there is a complex math problem, and it become complex. Like more systems will joining, the math will be becoming more and more complex. I thought you get my point. So for people who are like updating the blockchain, they will get a reward that is called as mining reward. So most of the people like mining Bitcoin is a similar one. Right now, you can't actually mine Bitcoin with only your computers. You need to pool your resources. Like let's say I have a computer, Kunal have a computer, Nayan, Harish, we all have some computers, computational powers. We will come with a software like Binance Pool, and we will pool our complete resources into one, and we will start mining together, means solving the math problems together. So whoever got the highest mining highest pools, they will be mined. So the highest computational power, it's like computation to time, simple math. For that, so highest computational will win, and the time how much it is mining and all. So when it is mined, the rewards will be distributed equally with the power of computation you actually give. So that's why GPUs are so much in demand. Like there is a black for GPU. I thought of like making a blockchain mining actually. I searched everywhere, even thought of like importing it from China and all. So but there are a lot of problems, and like I don't know what the price of crypto will be and so on. So like I haven't done that. Just did it in my computer. So like you can pool with other resources and you can start mining with it. Hmm. Hmm. So yeah, that is about like how the mining is different. So that's actually mining, and the people who mines will get the reward. And verifying it is like after that, if someone is trying to change it, they will actually, all of the systems will be known like, okay, something is changing. Before that, they will have the hash of like what's actually in the blockchain. So after, if something is different, the verifying, if something is different, when it is verifying, the nodes will know, okay, something is different, and it is not matching. Kick out the it will kick out the miner or node that is doing the false info, and it completely bans it from the blockchain. The speed is fine. I don't have any problems with that. Speed, I think. Krishna, I don't understand your question about speed. Do you are saying about the speed of blockchain, or like my talking speed? Please confirm. Okay. And how is solving my problem? I think I have answered most of the queries, guys. So if you have any doubts, please ask now, or like we'll continue with normal with the presentation. I'm taking it as an X, and like I'm sharing my screen right now. Yes, yes, yes. So we talked about like how there are only 21 million bitcoins, and right now like 19.6 million are mined, and at 2040, each and every one of them will be mined. Yep. So like mining, before that we had talked about like mining, right? So we have talked like the blockchain is like a ledger which will be updated. So to update ledgers in blockchain, someone need to do the work. So there is a pool of resources to update the ledgers or transactions as a block. So all these things is related to the process of like proof of work to update the ledger, and after updating it, you will get some rewards. So like in the basic, if you start mining in 2012, you will with your computer you will got like 50 BTC for mining one block. So the pool resources need to solve a math problem, and they get a chance to update the block. For updating the block, you will get some rewards. So all these things will happen. So like 50 BTC for one block, guys. 50 BTC. It's like in the peak you can have like 2.5, no, 2.5 crores, no, 25 crores in the peak of BTC, like for updating one block. That's like insane levels. So like the pool which solves the problem will get to update the blockchain. As a reward of doing the work, it gets some coins. It says gas. So this is why you need to pay gas fees. So whenever the transaction goes, so like gas fees comprises of all the energy that is requiring to update in the whole of the blockchain. So that's the energy you will be paying for like buying NFTs in Ethereum. So that's what you actually pay for, and this is why you need to pay gas fees on each and every transaction. So proof of work, this concept we are talking about, the mining, everything. This concept is called as proof of work. And nowadays you need a lot of power, generally GPUs, to do the mining. Let's say it's more than 1 billion% more power compared to the starting. Ethereum in general, in generally more like Ethereum and Bitcoin are like more mined coins in general. So next is like layer one and layer two. Layer one cryptos. So yeah, do you have any questions regarding right now, or we'll proceed to layer one and layer twos? No, you're saying right. You are speaking too fast. Okay. Yeah, sure. So right now, so now we will talk about like the layer one and layer twos. I thought you might hear about this layer one, layer two. What all of this like layer one, layer two. Like when I first heard it, I was like, okay, what's layers, man? I don't know what layers are. So the thing is like, uh, first, let's say the starting of the blockchain. There is starting Bitcoin, Bitcoin blockchain. After that, there are so many people working on it, and you know the founder of Ethereum, validate. Sorry, I forget names. Okay, the founder of Ethereum. So what he did is like he closely observed Bitcoin, and there is like one flaw with Bitcoin. That is, you can only update it as a ledger. You can only use it as an account book, but there is no real usage of Bitcoin. There is like, okay, you can send it, receive it. But what is the use of Bitcoin actually? So that's actually stuck his mind, and he created the blockchain of Ethereum. So what Ethereum, what he added that revolutionized the total concept is, in Bitcoin, in the Bitcoin blockchain, you can actually have only the transaction, okay, given to him, taken from him, this kind of thing. But in Ethereum, in the transaction of blockchain, in the block, you can actually add code. So in the code, you can actually store an image, or a music, or a video, or a smart contract, or anything of your wish, which actually changes the whole perspective of internet. So like you can own anything on the internet. It's like complete decentralization of internet is a vision of Ethereum when it actually started. So that actually blew my mind. Okay, Ethereum has this much of story, and that is why most of the developers in the world right now are working on Ethereum based project. Let's say Ethereum and the layer 2 of Ethereum Polygon. So right now, the thing is like the most popular chains that have the starting as a parent chain are called as layer 1 solutions, layer 1 blockchains. So layer 1 blockchains are, let's say, uh, Ethereum is a layer 1 blockchain because it's completely different and one of a kind. Solana is a layer 1 blockchain. Bitcoin is a layer 1 blockchain. So these are completely different, not attached to each other in any form. So it's like the basement of a building. So let's say Ethereum, different kinds of buildings. So yeah, these are parent chains and are quite popular. Generally, these things are like quite popular among all the people right now, mainly using it. Let's say Ethereum is quite popular, Solana is quite popular. So let's say some other developer came and thought of like, okay, we'll develop a blockchain. So if I came and like developed a completely new blockchain, and people will don't like it because they don't want to work in a completely new blockchain because they don't know how actually my blockchain works and all. So what most people think is like, why do we need to build a new blockchain, because so many existing applications are like on most of the blockchains. So they started to build layer solutions, which is like layer 2. Let's say Polygon is a layer 2 solution of Ethereum. So yeah, so layer 2 solutions are like sub blockchains architectures which is built on layer 1 cryptos or solutions. So like the layer 1 solutions, let's say Ethereum, when released in Ethereum become popular in the year of 2017, even though it's released in the year of 2014. uh, that time there is a game called as CryptoKitties. It became super popular. How much popular it became, it's like crazy, and like the kitties are going for like 100,000 dollars. Like some of the kitties are even going for that much price. So at that time, our Indians, the Sandeep and Jaiswal and these people, what they did is like they see the problem of Ethereum is getting laggy, and it's taking so much time and everything. So they thought of like making a layer 2 solution for on Ethereum, like making Ethereum faster. So they make each and everything in a proper manner. They called it as a Matic at the start, and they built it on the Ethereum blockchain. So each of the features of the Ethereum can be taken to Polygon, and it can be multiplied. Let's say you have a layer, base layer, and you built a stage on it, like first floor on it. So it's like completely better, completely fast. So the Polygon is like 3,000 times faster than Ethereum, and it's like it's very less. The gas is negligible in Polygon, and right now Polygon is carbon neutral. It doesn't have any effects. It doesn't use that much of electricity. So most of the brands in the world are using Polygon right now. That's the reason. It's the most effective blockchain to build on right now. And there is other example called as lighting. So before I said like Bitcoin doesn't have any use cases, or like smart contracts or things like that. With lighting, you can use smart contracts. You can use every feature on Polygon or Ethereum. You can use all of these features in Bitcoin blockchain with the lighting. Let's say Bitcoin blockchain do one transaction per 1 minute. Let's say, suppose lighting does 1 crore transactions in 1 minute. So it's like 1 crore times faster. Bitcoin is like 3,000 times faster. So that much you can have the power of building just a layer 2, and you can use a similar blockchain which is popular and more people use it. So they solve the problem of layer one cryptos in general of by making the layer twos. And you can also make the concept of layer threes that's emerging right now, like building another blockchain or a sub blockchain on the layer twos. Like you can build something, you can do another blockchain on Polygon, you call it as layer three, which is like so much faster than Polygon. You can do that, and people can like use a blockchain, and you can use something other, let's say like a Polygon or Nevos network, which can connect all of these blockchains. So you can travel from here. Here you have NFTs in Polygon, you have NFTs in Solana. So you just want a marketplace everywhere you can buy and sell from different kinds of blockchains. You can do that. So these are things are like super not clear and confusing at the starting, but when you go on and learn each day, you will get clarity, like okay, something is going on which can be done, and like the layer, these are like super interesting. So those are the layer one and layer twos. Let's get back to the questions of like what if you have right now, just once. Layer one is more secure than layer two, right? Because how bridges are implemented. Yes, what's the major difference between L1 and L2? Just 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. I'm coming. Just once. Just uh, stop sharing. Just 1 second. So yeah, layer one is more secure than layer two. There is a debate on that. Layer one is like more secure than layer two, but the use cases, when coming to the use cases, it is a bit when coming to the use cases, let's say the security might deplete for 100%. It can be, you can say like 4 to 5%. It might decrease, but not like a considerable amount of decrease. So so most people prefer to use Polygon. Like let's say you have two options. One is uh, one is Ethereum and one is Polygon, which uh, most of the gas scenarios you can say like it has like $30 and it has like $0.002 of gas fees, and equal approximate security, not able to hack even both of the blockchains. The security might be a bit it's not like completely equal. The layer twos are a bit low in kind of security, but right now they're working on it. And which will you actually use? Like one have like super low carbon footprint, and you can, the scalability is super high. If you want like a high thing, secure because of layer one. Yes, layer two is secure because of layer one, but in the bridging, it's let's say layer one is 100% secure, layer two is like 98% secure. So it depends on the security purpose of these theorems. So yeah, layer one, and what are the major differences in layer one and layer two? So layer one, it's like it's an upgrade for layer two. It's like you say can say like, I'm an upgrade, right? So it's an upgrade of layer one. So like it's based on layer one. It uses the whole technology of the layer one, and it makes it somewhat of better. So like better standards. So yeah, that's the different major differences between the layer one and layer two, and all of the things I have mentioned before. Uh, but layer two is secure because of layer one. Yes, right. Yes, I think those are the questions. So like majority of the differences, I can show you one thing. Mm, Let me show you my blog. I have written an article on it. Share screen. Okay. You can go to cryptofunny.com. Come on, just load. And you can go, these are the blocks of, yeah. So like layer one and layer twos. You can go here, and here you can find all the details of like the layer one, the challenges, and layer two, the challenges, and everything regarding this applications, like conclusion and everything. So you can find it here. For example, let's say layer two scaling, how it's actually there, network layering, and let's say the cycles of like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and layer two solutions of like plasma, lighting, and other things like Polygon. So this is actually the chain actually works in this. So if you have any doubts regarding this, just go to this link. You can, I'm sharing this link here. Yes, I'm sharing it. Yeah. So that is my blog. I have written it. Yeah, and I'll share some resources in my LinkedIn also. Like in my LinkedIn, I'll share this kind of resources. So yeah, I think. Mhm. I think I have answered your questions till here. I think we can move to the next like NFTs and metaverse things. So we because we're dealing with the fundamentals of like, basic of the blockchains and all for today. hmm Yes, yes, yes. So layer twos. So basically, what is basically an NFT? Everyone of you know what's an NFT is. It's a non-fungible token. It's not like let's say you have a 10 rupees note and I have a 10 rupees note. We can actually change it. There is no difference that can be done. That can be censored because the value of the both are same. It's like fungible. Fungible means exchangeable. So you can change one 10 rupee note with other 10 rupee note. Maybe the serial numbers are different, but the value attached to a 10 rupee note or a 100 rupee note, the notes are equal. So those are fungible, those are replaceable, those are easily transferable with each other, and those are comparable. So when you talk about non-fungible tokens means those are like you can't know the exact value, you can't actually exactly replace with one thing. So they are unique, each and every one of them are unique. So it simply means it is unique and can't be interchangeable with a certain thing. You can't certain thing. You can convert anything into NFT and you can claim ownership on it. So let's say you want to convert some all the JPEGs and NFTs that we're seeing right now, all the hype you're seeing, they are just making NFT like images and like making storing those images in blockchain and making them as NFTs, and you can buy the NFTs. So that's what's actually happening in the OpenSea and all right now, if you can see. So how is it possible? You mint the NFT in a blockchain and it will be registered with smart contracts. You can create rules for your NFTs, and anyone on NFTs can verify the ownership on the blockchain. Right now, I'm drinking so much of water. I don't know. So before you like buy an NFT, someone need to mint it. So minting is a process. It's like minting a coin, minting money. People will say, right? So it's like making money, like making the NFT in the starting process. That's the process of minting is like you actually make the NFT or like what are you making as an NFT? The object in the internet to like an NFT by registering it in the blockchain, so anyone can verify it. This process is called as mint, and it is the starting process. So when you go to OpenSea to buy an NFT, they are called as the mint. Mint will happen in their websites. They directly connect their websites to the blockchain with your wallets, and you can actually you pay the amount, and after you paying the amount, that amount is used to minting in the blockchain, and you will get it. And after that you can transfer from your MetaMask wallet or your NFTs, and you can get it into OpenSea and you can sell it there. So these are the things that's actually happening in general. So what a smart contract means: smart contracts is like set of rules that will follow till the end, no matter what. No matter what, the rules will be followed. So in general, for Ethereum, if you're making any NFTs on Polygon, if you're making NFTs, the most used language is Solidity. For smart contracts, you can create rules for all of the NFTs. Uh, uh, let's say you created a rule that okay, when the NFT is sold, 10% will go to the creator. Let's say you sold your NFT and 10% of it will always go to creator. No, so like no matter what, how many times it's sold. Let's say I sold the NFT, I get the 10% of the cut, how much you sold it. Then how it's changing the hands, the creators will get the money. And one other example is like, let's say you make your house as an NFT, you converted all the documents into NFT and sold your house as an NFT. uh, let's say when the rule you kept is like when someone sells the house, you receive 5% of the total amount sold. So when someone is selling it, uh, after you sold like even 10 or 20 times, you actually receive money. So the first person who creates an NFT will have so much advantage of like creating the NFT. Like they can actually mention the smart contract rules. So no one can actually change. Let's say I came and like, okay, I need to change this rule. No, it's not possible. You need to live with that. So like this is how smart contract actually works. But in future, smart contracts will be used for like so many other cool things. Let's say two devices are talking. Let's say you have a house and you have some solar panels, and your neighbor has a house and it has also, like, all the smart devices are connected. And let's say they need some more extra power because they want some more cooling or AC or things like that. They can directly contact with your solar panels, like your solar electric system, and they can make a small contract. Okay, I give the energy to you right now, and you give me something else, like you return me after like 1 day or 2 day when you have more energy. So these kind of small things can be done in smart contracts. And in general, I'm telling about like the future, like after in 10 years, 15 years, the things will be like this. And you can also do like right now, insurance policies, all these things you can do in smart contracts, because all the rules are mentioned before and everything. You can make the process super fast without the intervention of human contact, even if it is needed. So like all these things will be in smart contracts. And you might have heard about DAOs, like decentralized autonomous organizations, which actually completely works on smart contracts because it creates a certain rules that no one actually can manipulate. So people will stay in the agenda that is created for. So like these kind of things will be there, and so many useful things can be there by the use of smart contracts. So like with NFT, like anyone on the internet can like verify the ownership. Like, okay, it is you that in the blockchain. And let's say I have bought an NFT from the original artist. So original artist sold it. Anyone in the world can verify that, okay, you have the ID that you are there. You have like got an NFT from the original artist who has sold it, and you have sold on that much time, that amount of time. That can be verified on the blockchain of like Etherscan. You can check it on Etherscan. Like if it done on like Ethereum, you can check it on Etherscan. So like it's possible for most of the blockchains. And NFT growth, only from 2020 it's like $64 million to 2025 it's like $225 billion. It's like 39,000% growth. Why? Because like it provides community value, and most importantly has many applications in the complete of the metaverse. So like you guys have any doubts till now, just checking. We'll go through this. Hey, how is blockchain transaction recorded by mining, right? Yes, it is recorded. Right now, it is recorded by most like Bitcoin and Ethereum. It is like mining. Right now, the mining is the concept of like proof of work. Someone will verify the work. It is called as the proof, that you have done it. That is called as proof of work. So did you guys know about why NFTs have like blown up in like 2021, 2025? It's just blown up. Completely insane reason. You know that? Why you didn't know? So the complete reason is like there is a guy called as Meta Cohen, and he bought the people art for $69 million, and people are like crazy about what he did because that's not expected. $69 million is like a lot of money, and people don't give that much of money just like for free or something for digital art. So that's actually happened. And like I have taken his course on NAS Academy. Like there is a call as Metaverse, so we learn there about like cryptos, NFTs, and all of this stuff, like talking to people and all. So like that's how I came into the crypto space, into writing and all, learning and writing and all. So like that guy actually turned the whole face of metaverse and like NFT, this thing adoption into like he jumped it 10 years. I'm literally saying he jumped it 10 years. It might right now we don't have all this growth if it isn't for that guy who bought a painting for like $69 million, and making it into like keeping it in the metaverse and like making it one of the most iconic things that ever happened. So like things happen. So like one person can actually jump the total world into some other completely new field. So yeah, these provide values of community, and most importantly, like how many applications are there in the metaverse. So if you haven't watched it, these watch these, ready one player and upload. And I have one more suggestion. The suggestion is called as Sword Art Online. It's super good. The anime is super good. I watch a lot of these things in Netflix. I take a Netflix subscription only for this, to watch all the metaverse kind of things, so I can write about it and write for games. I'm writing for like metaverse games and all, so all the gameplay and all. So I'm watching so much of games to write about it. So like, it's like nice things to do, watch movies and write about it, and write for like how the future is. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, guys. So it's like cool to work in the space. Like it's about like thinking how someone can actually do it, and what about it. And upload is like it's like uploading your soul to a metaverse kind of thing. It's right now like conscious. So right now it's like you're conscious and all. So Ready One Player is directly a metaverse, and Sword Art Online, all these things are like completely metaverse, like different worlds. I can really compare like Sword Art Online and metaverse today's right now, and I can say like, okay, this will be exactly how it can be in the future. I can actually debate with all of you people if you want, but right now it's not the place or time to do that. But I'm just suggesting like, even if you have time, do watch all of these. You will have like a complete new idea, like how it actually can be. And metaverse, what actually it is, like it's a digital world where you can create your own imagination, like where you can create your own worlds, things like that and all. And it is simply an immersive 3D virtual world where users can interact with different spaces with digital avatars and all. So yeah, and you might have heard like so many different versions of like metaverse and all. So the simple one is like anybody can build a kind of video game on blockchain. uh, yeah, simply a video game kind of thing with better graphics, and people who can want to play in it, and it can be connected to other video games, other worlds that people create, and people can like move here and there with so much immersiveness. So that's basically it. And people can have their own digital avatars. You can be a robot, you can be a dog. And right now if you have NFTs, people are creating, let's say in crypto, apes are there, sorry, board apes are there, they're creating a metaverse. So like if you have an NFT of board apes, you will get the avatars of all the board apes and all the crypto stuff, all the avatars of board ape, that your own avatar. You can walk or roam on that. So let's say you get into uh, a board ape avatar and you got into some of the world, people will directly recognize you and say, okay, he's a board ape, so he might be. So only the avatar is cost more than $3,000, $300,000. So like you get instant recognition. You can become like instant celebrity. You can start a restaurant kind of thing. You can start a meetup kind of thing, and you can showcase that you are the avatar of this thing. So like you can do all such kind of things like outfits. Brands are getting into like Nike, Adidas, Nike. All these are getting into like NFT fashions. So they're creating NFT avatar, so your avatar can wear it. When you buy it, they directly ship the same shoes to your house. So you have both in there and like in the real world also. Like these are so many concepts that are coming right now, and like so many people are doing it right now, and there are so many people hiring for these jobs. So there's so many metaverse universes you can go into work, like vacation. Let's say Microsoft has a metaverse of their own. Like all of the people working in Microsoft can discuss or like talk about work and all. Facebook can have their own. So like different worlds they can have, like shopping, gaming, entertainment, work. Everything can be done. Like you want to have a group play, you can do that in a simple kind of simple world that you can create for yourself with your friends. So all these things can be sound stupid for something sometimes, like saying, okay, is it too much? But these things are going to happen in the very near future. So companies like Facebook, Metaverse, Google, and even Adobe, AT&T, so many I can't even name them. Even Indian companies like Reliance is also getting into Metaverse. They want to make shops in Metaverse that like people can directly buy from the shops and all. Like they can store and everything. Right now it is like using basically you need VR goggles. But in like 5 to 6 years, Elon Musk will launch the brain chip that will be going in Neuralink. 5 years or like 10 years, my guess, max 10 years. So when it is installed in your brains, uh, you can. What he said is like it can directly send music to your brain. If it sends music to your brain, it can simulate the simulation of sight, and it can also have the capabilities of making internet, so you can connect to a world with your brain directly, a chip inside of you. So yeah, that's what he's planning to do, Elon Musk, and no one actually is talking about it because no one thinks that much, and that is true. Right now you might be needing in 5 years, let's say via glasses and all, but directly when you connect something with your brain, let's say like a Neuralink chip, you can directly contact like flow information of internet with your brain. So like you can actually see without even wearing glasses, you can hear without uh, even like wearing anything, and feel emotions with all of your body without even a care or something. So yeah, that's actually is going to happen. So opportunities. So there are so many opportunities in the blockchain space right now. It's growing at a very exponential rate, and you can be many of these things like blockchain developer, smart contract designer, UX designer, web graphic designer, content creator, all of these things, artists, digital creator, community managers, and many more. So, what are the skills basically for developers? Python, Solidity, JavaScript, C hash, and non-technical roles, content writers like me, technical writers like me, content creations like me, education content. Okay, like all of these things I do partial, and NFT artists and building metaverse. Like you can do graphic designing, trading, marketing, and you can build the world, design the world for some other people. You can also make a company of your own, or design of the things people like it, they invest in it, because 99% of the people don't understand anything about it. They just want to be investing in future, so they will give you money. I asked like 20 founders who are making zero profit, and I asked them, so like they're like super large companies, not small. They are valued at like $30 million, $40 million. I asked them, okay, how you're going to make money? They said, we also don't know. Like, then why people get you money? I don't know. People said, like, when we go to the meetings, they said, okay, your idea is cool. You use the investment, make it large, and no one asks about money because no one cares about money, making money right now in blockchain and Bitcoin. But right now it's like a crypto winter and all. People might be thinking about like how you might make money, but in general of the case, within the last 6 months or like last 1 year, people doesn't care about money. They only care about the value that people are providing in the blockchain space. And if you think that okay, this might be happening, so like so many other things are being considered. So like there's so much money in this space. If you want to try some new things, try these any of these things, and make like super effort in it, and you will become so rich compared to what you're doing right now. I can promise that. So like gaming, social media, you can do like social media management, community management, advertisements, entertainment in this industry. So where you can learn all these resources, YouTube, LinkedIn, skills that require, Slack, and more. So I will show you one of the resource that I have recently done. It is about in my LinkedIn. It will be there in my LinkedIn about like how you can get started in Web3 without any. By the way, what do you do in Web3? No notes. So like I actually write for people. Let's say for CEOs, COOs, large people in the metaverse space. I write the LinkedIn post, Twitter post. I write for projects, NFT projects. I will give them content. I write for NFT projects actually for like blogs, let's say P2E gaming games. So I write for all of these people like in the Web3 and crypto space. So these are all things that I do. So like for right now, even I started writing for myself in January, and I went completely into freelancing in the month of May and like April, May. That time I went. So right now I'm getting my clients from LinkedIn. So yeah, I will show you one of the resources, two of the resources, not one, that you can actually learn completely from zero, scratch zero. Even if you know nothing about this space, you can actually start from zero. I think this is going live right now, and I like LinkedIn because I don't know, I love it. If you want a simple explanation, you can write literally Read this. Most of the people love this, like how I explained NFTs to my mom. And just let me share. I actually share a lot of posts on LinkedIn. Actually, so many of the posts, like so value bombs. It's about like most of the things about NFTs, myself, Solana releasing a phone, and this one wallets, crypto is a bet. Myself. Nope. Where are the resources? It's come on. There's so many posts out there. Accessibility modes. What is Web 5? Do you know? Do you guys know about Web 5? Yeah. Get a job in Web 3. So like how you can get a job in Web 3, you can completely know in this and learning about Web 3. That too also. I'll share the link. Yeah. Resources to learn Web 3 from scratch. These are two posts you can know about like completely for like even some of the great websites are like web3.io and web3.com. All are mentioned in the above post. So you can go to them, you can start learning and all. It will be super fun actually. When you start learning about like these things, there are say, like certain manners. Let's say you want to start doing a development kind of things, so you can start with learning of like what the basics and all, and you can start learning with smart contracts. You can learn start, most of the people start with solidity because like if there are like 100 jobs, 60 to 65 jobs are in solidity because most people use it. So like you can go to sure short kind of things. You can start following developers. You can start following me in LinkedIn. Like I'll post like most of the updates there. So yeah, these kind of things you can do. And please sure to follow me on LinkedIn. Follow me here. You'll get all the updates, and there'll be a lot of amazing sessions like this. So, can I know your feedback, guys? Like how the session can be improved, or like how do you like it? Yeah, things like that. It's like 1 hour, 4 minutes, I think, and my voice is so much of throttling right now. So, how do you like the session? Is there anything need to be improved? Just let me off this live, and yeah.